Well, we're going to continue our discussion of the concept of human cloning today. Joining us in our studio and testifying on the Hill today is Bridget Boisselier, who is scientific director for a private company called Clonaid. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for the invitation.
Sure. Tell us first what Clonaid is and what the company is working on right now.
Okay, so Clonaid is a private company. We founded that 4 years ago, got the funding to really have lab last August.
Okay, high vibrational beings. So I'm gonna teach you guys something that if you aren't familiar with what's going on here. Okay, Clonaid was founded in 1997. So if it was 4 years from then, that would be 2001, which would make 2000 when they first started getting the project off the ground. The first baby was cloned in 2002. So this was 1 year before they successfully cloned the first human infant.
And so now we have 3 scientists working almost full-time in a lab here in the United States with the major goal for us to produce a human embryo by human cloning.
Why do you want to do it?
There are several reasons. The first one is that why am I doing it myself is just because I think I had to do it. 4 years ago when I heard all the establishment saying this is so bad and all these things, I said I have to do it and show that this is only a baby.
Our administration believes that there are loopholes that could allow the cloning of human beings if the technology were developed. Therefore, today I am issuing a directive that bans the use of any federal funds for any cloning of human beings. Effective immediately, no federal agency may support, fund, or undertake such activity. Of course, a great deal of research and activity in this area is supported by private funds.
This is Cspan 1997. Now, we already know that Clonaid was speaking on the same issue in the same year. So, what do we have here? We have Bill Clinton getting in front of the bullshit, trying to stop it before the shit pops off. But once again, you heard him. He was trying to speak on the loopholes of cloning. So he shut down all of the federal aspects of it and made sure no funding federally could go behind it. But you can't stop private companies from doing whatever they do. And that's the huge issue. It gets real zero dark 30.
The federal government's example. I'm asking for a voluntary moratorium on the cloning of human beings until our Bioethics Advisory Commission and our entire nation have had a real chance to understand and debate the profound ethical implications of the latest advances.
So here you have Clonaid once again, and this is December 27th of 2002. This group claims human cloning success, and they went live on air to the whole world telling us that they've cloned the beautiful baby Eve. So for all of you who say people can't be cloned, celebrities can't be cloned, they've been doing this shit since damn the 40s. Now, here you're hearing 20 years ahead of time that it's a reality. So do you believe me now?
On to add, I'm not trying to get back to where I was before. I want to do better than before. It's a resurrection. That's the best way for me to put it. I feel like the other version of myself died in that moment, and this new version was born to understand and to do better.
I'm leading you guys down a rabbit hole. Please stay with me. You heard it out of Kevin Hart's mouth himself. He says he feels like the other version of himself died, and in that moment, the new version was born to understand and to do better. He feels like it was a resurrection. If you don't know what he's speaking about, Kevin Hart was in a nasty, I mean nasty car wreck with one of his co-workers or friends or something like that. Let me show you this vehicle. So looking at this Hemi Cuda right here, you tell me if 5-foot Kevin Hart managed to walk away from that alive after being thrown down a gully. That's not where the car was positioned when he crashed. The car was over a cliff down in a gully. There is completely no top on the Cuda. You truly believe he survived that? Yeah, I bet it does feel like a resurrection because he was resurrected through the perfected arts of Clonaid.
I'm glad this is coming now. I'm getting older. I'm 40. You know, this is when I'm supposed to start realizing this bleep.
For those who don't believe, you've been dumbed down by your phones. You've been dumbed down by the lines they tell you to walk straight in. You've been dumbed down by your 9-to-5 workspace. You've been lazy through your weekdays. So you don't have the capacity to focus on this. But just know that it's real. Wake up, people. Please, wake up.
A hopeful society has institutions of science and medicine that do not cut ethical corners and that recognize the matchless value of every life. Tonight, I ask you to pass legislation to prohibit the most egregious abuses of medical research, human cloning in all its forms, creating or implanting embryos for experiments, creating human-animal hybrids, and buying, selling, or patenting human embryos. Human life is a gift from our Creator, and that gift should never be discarded, devalued, or put up for sale.